Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Crazy Gabano here, and today I'm going to be making a Nintendo 64 collection, special thanks and requested by Fortnite Nation 1. So, I want to make this Nintendo 64 collection for you guys. It's been about 3 years since I made my first Nintendo 64 collection that was requested by Nintendo Gamer Fan 11, who was a really cool YouTuber at the time. Unfortunately, he's not making videos anymore, so he's not around, which really sucks because I definitely watched his videos and I definitely enjoyed his content. But I want to thank 49er Nation 1. I'm going to give him a shout out, so definitely check out his channel, you guys. Hopefully everything's doing okay with him and his fiance. Hopefully he'll be back to making videos very soon. But thanks to him, I'm going to be doing this collection. So if you guys have any requests or maybe collection videos that I haven't already done, feel free to submit any inputs, and our inputs will be greatly appreciated. So let's go ahead and show you guys my Nintendo 64 collection. I'm going to go ahead and show you my systems, controllers, and most importantly, the games. So let me go ahead and show you guys some accessories first. Some box accessories that I do have. I have a Game Shark, as you can see right here. It's a box incomplete. Unfortunately, for some games, it doesn't really work that well. It only works with some games. Some games, it just doesn't work. I'm not too sure, but I mean, I did get it with a bundle, so hey, why not? Next up is a Nintendo 64 RF switch modulator box. But when I bought this, it actually did not come with the RF modulator. It actually came with a composite cable, brand new composite cable for the Nintendo 64. So I mean, it was only $3 and I knew it came with it, so I was like, you know what? It's nice to have extra cords because I'm not a really big fan of RF cords. But I mean, hey, I just wanted it for the box anyway, so that was pretty random. Last thing I got right here is a Nintendo 64 boxed cleaning kit to keep your Nintendo 64 in working order. Let me go ahead and cut the video and I'll be right back. So next up, I'm going to be showing you my box N64 console. See right here, we got one console right here. It's in very nice shape. I got this in a lot. If you guys seen my Nintendo 64 lot that I got back then, was definitely really happy to get this, and I got it for an amazing price, and it came with a bunch of games, so that was really nice. Over here I got my 5 out of 6 box original Nintendo 64 controller colors. I'm hoping I can find the gray one. For some reason that's the hardest one to find on eBay. You know, I haven't seen any at all, and you know, the only one that I did see, it did come with a gray N64 controller, but it came with the black controller box, so that was kind of awkward. But got 5 out of 6, hoping to look for the gray one to get one in the box. And if I can find some of the extra colors, I'll be cool, but you know, I'm just looking for the original 6 and I'll be happy with that. And next up, we got the loose controllers right here. As you see, we have a see-through green. We got the original gray. We got a green controller, black controller, the gold controller, atomic purple, and then we have yellow right here. And then we have my loose system over here. Got the customized red painted Nintendo 64 with the red controller. So those were my system and my controllers. So last up, let's go ahead and show you guys the games. Alright guys, so now moving on to the most important part of the collection, the games. So I'm going to be showing you guys my loose games first, and then from there I'll be showing you guys the box games. Got a lot of games over here, so I'm going to show you guys as quickly as I can, so let's get this show on the road. Guys, first off, Banjo-Tooie. Good sequel to Banjo-Kazooie, which I do prefer the original one though. Roadsters. Pokemon Stadium, you gotta love the mini games. Indie Racing 2000. Off-Road Challenge. NFL Blitz, one of the few sports game franchises that I do enjoy. Clay Fighter 63 1/3, a wacky, interesting, but very fun game. This game's actually becoming quite rare. I mean, I haven't seen these for kind of high prices, so got this for like $1 at Goodwill, so really had to got that for a good price. Yoshi's Story. I'm not really into this game. I thought this game was way too kiddie-ish, but I mean, I did enjoy it back then, but I don't know. For me, it's just way too like kiddie, so not really into it. Turok 2 Seeds of Evil. Scooby-Doo Classic Creep Capers. Star Soldier Vanishing Earth, a really cool, interesting shoot 'em up game with an awesome soundtrack. Battle Tank Global Assault. Fighter's Destiny 2, a very unique fighting series that is not really about, you know, bringing your enemy bar to the lowest. It's mostly about knocking them out and performing special moves to get stars, and then once you get enough stars, you move on to the next round. A very interesting, unique aspect for fighting game. Pokemon Snap, you take pictures of Pokemon. Glover, a really awesome adventure game, you know, with your glove, and you gotta, you know, protect the land from this evil glove who's turning everything all evil and stuff, so it's really cool. One of my favorite games for the N64, Bomberman Hero, an amazing game. Unlike the other games, unlike the other Bomberman games for the N64, you can actually jump on this one. Very, very cool. San Francisco Rush 2049, pretty decent racing game. NFL Blitz 2001. South Park's Love Sack. Extreme G. Kind of think of this as the F-Zero of motorcycle racing games. Very fun, fast-paced. Definitely an awesome racing game. If you guys haven't checked it out, definitely look into it. It's really cool. Gauntlet Legends, awesome action RPG game, but I do prefer the Dreamcast version. Monster Truck Madness 64, Multi-Racing Championship, NHL Breakaway 98, never played this game, never will. Mario Tennis, gotta love the Mario sports games. 007, The World's Not Enough, don't really like it, nowhere near as good as 007. Gex 64 Into the Gecko, very cool platforming adventure game where you go into different worlds based on like different TV genres and going around trying to complete different missions, have to collect all the remotes in each level, but very fun very fun adventure game. There we go. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, Mario Kart 64, great game, enough said. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, Star Wars Shadow of the Empire. This is pretty much the only Star Wars game that I actually got into because it's not just an adventure game. You can actually do some racing in it. You know, it's also a shooting game as well. You can also shoot down enemy aircrafts and stuff like that. So, you know, got a lot to do in this game. Awesome game. Lamborghini, a very unique racing game featuring very expensive exotic sports cars like Porsches, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, you know, cool stuff like that. Spider-Man, Mario Party 2, and my last loose game for the N64 is Polaris Snowcross. Actually not a bad game, pretty cool, definitely look into this. Alright guys, so now I'm going to be showing you the boxed collection, so let's go ahead and get started. Super Mario 64, without a doubt one of the best launch games that was bundled with the system. One of the best, absolute classic. If you don't have this in your collection, do yourself a favor, pick it up because it's one of the greatest games ever made. Turok Dinosaur Hunter. I really got into this game, you know, it's just a really cool first-person shooter game with, you know, you shoot animals and dinosaurs and humans as well, and you have a lot of really cool, interesting weapons to use in this game, and it is pretty hard, but it's definitely a lot of fun. Beetle Adventure Racing, a racing game with beetles, so always thought this was a really cool racing game. Lego Racers, another really cool racing game where, you know, you're going around competing in different circuits. Every time you win a circuit, you know, you can actually use the parts of the car from the different racers that you do compete in the specific circuit. You can use your parts to customize your car, making your car look a lot cooler, giving your car a lot more pieces to customize it with. So definitely a very fun racing game. Here's another really cool racing game, Diddy Kong Racing, absolute classic for the N64. Penny Racers, Rampage 2, Universal Tour, one of my favorite platforming games on the N64, Bomberman 64. Top Gear Rally, GoldenEye 007, one of the best, if not the best, first-person shooter ever made. and here's a sister, or somewhat of the sister to GoldenEye 007. Perfect Dark, you know, even though you do play as a female, Joanna Dark. Not as good as GoldenEye in my opinion, but you know, there is some factors that are very similar. Still a fun first-person shooter nonetheless. Madden 2000. A box copy of Turok 2 Seeds of Evil. Wale Country Club. Napco Museum 64. Got 6 classic games in 1 cartridge. Donkey Kong 64. Great game. Alright. F1 World Grand Prix. It's over here. War Gods. A lot of people don't like this game, but I think, you know, it's a decent fighting game. I mean, I did grow up playing this, so I'm familiar with the characters, and the soundtrack to me is pretty good. So it's a okay fighting game in my opinion. Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Had a lot of great memories playing this on the N64 and the PS1. Fighter's Destiny 1. Definitely a unique fighting game, unlike any other. Definitely check it out if you find this game in the wild. Here's the sequel to Extreme G, Extreme G2. Very fast-paced, awesome motorcycle racing game. Which you, like I forgot to say when I showed you guys the first one, you can actually use weapons to slow down your enemies. So that's a really cool aspect. So very good game. Another great racing game for the N64, Wave Race 64. Another great snowboarding game, 1080 snowboarding, and I do have the Japanese version as well. This is my only Japanese N64 game. This game is so amazing, I just had to pick it up for both of them. I mean, it's that good. It's that good of a game. Army Men Surge's Heroes. For me, this has really bad controls. Don't really like this game at all. Excite Bike 64. Pretty cool racing game, you know, motorcycle racing game. For me, the controls are a little stiff at times, but I mean, that doesn't bother me from getting the full enjoyment out of this game. One of the few soccer games that I did enjoy for the N64, International Superstar Soccer 64. This was definitely a great game. Great soundtrack. You know, the soundtrack was really nice. I really did like the soundtrack. Here's an awesome racing series for the N64. Is the Cruising series, which is consists of Cruising USA, Cruising World, and Cruising Exotica. 3 awesome games. If you don't have this in your collection, I recommend checking these 3 games out. They are very amazing. You know, a lot of stuff to unlock. Great music, great graphics, great everything. Everything about these 3 games are awesome. Star Wars Episode 1, Battle for Naboo. Star Wars Rogue Squadron. Super Smash Brothers. Awesome fighting game. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Great adventure game. You know, can't really say more than what's already been said. And last but not least, to finish up my N64 collection, is a game that I do enjoy. One of my favorite games. And for me, this is kind of like the Japanese Super Mario 64. Great game, and it is Mystical Ninja starring Goemon. Definitely one of my favorite games for the Nintendo 64. I had a lot of fun playing this. I was finally able to beat it, and what an amazing game. This game has a story like no other. You know, you play as Goemon and you meet up with his friends along the way. You can actually use these friends while you're playing the game. You know, each of them have different specialties. They can transform to different things, which does help you out in the game, and they all have different magic powers. And you play as Goemon, you know, in medieval Japan, and your enemies in this game are unlike any other. They're not like evil people who want to ruin Japan or stuff. It's actually 2 people, Dancing and Lily, who want to make Japan a more beautiful stage, as I can say. But they don't want that. They want Japan how it is in this game. They just want Japan just like good old Japan, but the enemies in the game want to make it beautiful, like a glorious stage, and you gotta stop them, and you come across a lot of cool stuff along the way. Definitely has a lot of comedy behind it, and one of my favorite games of all time, and definitely for the N64. So there you have it, you guys. That was my Nintendo 64 collection. I hope you guys enjoyed. Special thanks to 49er Nation 1. And if, like I said, if you guys have any requests of collection videos you'd like me to do, and if I haven't done it already, just submit me what you'd like to see, and if I get the time to do it, then I will do it. So hope you guys enjoy. This is Crazy Cabano. God bless. Take care, everybody.